Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. And I made a video that ended up being like way too long. So I'm going to do a shorter video showing how I did some of these things. But basically I was just kind of playing with colors and textures and backgrounds. This I did using some watercolor and some salt. This has got the watercolor, the salt, some gesso over it, some ink splattered on it. And I was doing these in the color combo. I did a different video for the color combo. And, you know, that's got a layer of stuff. This is rice paper, which I did inks on. And then this one is, you know, light versions of all the colors with darker versions on top of the color combo for makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group was raspberry, purple, and lime green. So you can see I definitely got that in there. And then here's another one. Then I just gessoed over the top. And then I'll probably use these like master boards or backgrounds or whatever and just either use them in digitals or use them in some physical work. So I'm just using Canson watercolor paper. You can use any watercolor paper. You're just getting color down and then you're having fun and playing around. Let's see. I don't have to stick with the colors now. I can use whatever colors I want. So I think I'll do some wet on wet. I'm just gonna spray that down and just start adding some colors. And that will be fun. Also, if you have one of these glass things, don't try to rinse it off in a water that has other brushes, because you will oh crap, shoot, hold on, I gotta get clean water. This one is not clean. All right, I've got clean water now. I might even just use this rough brush. It's just a rough, messy kind of a brush, and because I just kind of want to drop water onto my paper and get some interest happening. And I'm just trying to do background, so probably what will happen is I'll like it so much that I'll turn it into one piece, or you know, I'll want to do more to it because I have no plans to do more to it at the moment. And so it's when I try to plan, things don't go right. It's when I don't plan, I'm like, oh, that went better than I expected. So it's just kind of, you know, better if I just don't plan all together, you know. So, you know, I think you know. All right, what other color? Oh, let's just do some lime green, because that will be fun. I don't know which one you think is lime green. I'm going to go with the olivey lime, which is, it'll just be fun. It'll get more green as it mixes with the, just kind of get a wash over there. And then, should we add some other colors to this? Or, oh, do we have like a dark blue? Yeah, we do. Let's put a darker blue in there. This one is shadow green. All right, that's not a darker blue. That's a dark. Sure, why not? No, I'm gonna look in my bigger. So the Kuretake watercolors that I've started using were a Christmas present to myself, because no one else buys me anything, so I gotta buy them for myself. These actually have the name, like when you pull them out, so it makes it easier to put them away too. I think the other ones are totally in. Let's see, I think this might be what I want. Turquoise blue, that'll be fun. Ooh, maroon. Let's grab some maroon. We might want to play with that. Is there anything else here that looks good? Well, you know that I like. Pretty sure that's yellow ochre. Yep, yellow ochre. Some of the colors I played with last week that I had struggled with. But maybe this week, because I'm using, you know, watercolors instead of acrylics, maybe I'll have a little bit better luck with them. I don't know. I'm just going for backgrounds, and if I, you know, decide to use them as digitals, what will happen is I can change the colors. All right, we have a lot of liquid just building up down here. And so, I think I will just take the paper towel and lift that off. Just kind of. Oh, and okay, so there's a way to get texture is with a paper towel. Like a crumpled up paper towel will give you some fun texture. So yeah, if you're looking for ways to get some texture in your watercolor, that is one way. One way. Didn't even do that on purpose. That was just happy accident. All right, I'm gonna set that to the side and grab another paper because I have other ways. That's not the only way. That's just one of the ways. And now I need that to dry. This is why I don't do actual watercolors, because for the drying time, I don't have the patience. But I kept wondering, like, why don't I watercolor? I should watercolor. I figured out. Every time I watercolor, I kind of remember why I don't watercolor. All right, let's get it wet again. You don't have to have a mister sprayer. It's a mist sprayer. You can have any kind of sprayer. Doesn't matter. Whatever gets the paper wet. Let's start with yellow ochre. I love yellow ochre. It's mixed with the maroon a little bit, so it's giving us more of an orangey, but that's all right. Just not looking for perfection. We're just looking for interest. I still have a little bit of yellow ochre on there. I'll pull in some maroon now. Ooh, that maroon is dark. Doing a wet on wet technique here, and so now I think I will add with this flat brush. Well, it's an angled flat brush, but you know, I had gesso on it earlier. That's why it's doing that later. Oh, that is brighter than I thought it would be. That's all right. It's all right. It's also okay to leave some white. We don't have to get the whole thing covered. Really, she says to herself as she covers more and more of it. You know, she says things, she doesn't always mean them. I mean, she means them, but you know, saying and doing are two totally different things. Okay, so one thing I want to do is, I need this to be dry. It is dry right now, but sometimes if I try this and it's not dry, it doesn't work so well. But you'll see more lines later as it dries. Now it's wet, so it's not going to pick up. Oh, it's going to leave some color too. That's from the, so that's not terrible. So using like something like this, ooh, can also give you some interesting texture, especially if you press it down in there when it's wet. Get some fun stuff happening. Well, I just am loving this. It's making me happy. So play and experiment with textures and stuff for backgrounds. So more backgrounds, more fun stuff. Let that dry. Watercolors always dry lighter. Which, you know, a lot of you know that. I'm going to use up this whole pad, aren't I? Alright, now what? I haven't done the salt and whatnot yet either. Alright, well, I want this dark. Oh, let's just grab these dusty, dirty core watercolors, because why not? Because it's darker, that's why. Alright, where'd my salt go? There it is. Before it dries, this one is already, it's not very wet, so I'm not going to get as much from it, but we'll try another stripe that's going to be a lot wetter. Go over there. Come on. Salt, do it faster. over, push it over. I'm just reusing salt, which is why it's got other colors in it. That's all. A little purple. Got some purple here. All right, and I'm going to take, where is it? This is lime juice. So I'm going to attempt to spray it just in the purple area. There we go. Love the smell. I have a little, I have the spray, and then I have this pen, which I'll use in a second. And then I have a mini fridge down here, so I just keep them in that. And what's next? Oh, we got some sap green over here, I think. Yep. And I'm gonna let that dry for a second and do one more color on here. Oh, is this like a burnt umber kind of a, I don't know what it is. It's interesting. It's got a mix of stuff in there. All right. These are just my core watercolors, and that palette is like been sitting out, so it's got dust and stuff on it. That's all. So I have one of these. It's kind of like a paint pen, except for you can put your own paint in it, I guess. And I put lime juice in it. So I'm just going to draw circles with it. And then we'll see what happens with that. And what else can we do on the end here for some, oh yeah, that maybe. I don't think it's wet enough now. Let's see, let's grab some of this blue maybe. And then hopefully what will happen is I'm just going to press that down on there. This is just one of those mesh things that you can get. And I'm trying to press it down so that it kind of separates the watercolor, or pulls up some of the watercolor or something. That's the hope. Yep, it did. So you can use, I mean, obviously stencils and stamps and whatnot too. If I had left it longer, it would have been better. You can see it's getting lighter where the lime juice was there. And you get that modeling effect from the lime juice there. It's just less toxic than using bleach, basically. And as this dries, see, this was already, it was too dry when I put them on, so nothing's happening over here. It's already dry. Nothing really happened. It's all right. I'm not worried about that. But here, hopefully, it was a little bit more wet. So you can see, especially the small bits, we're going to get some of that, like what was on, where did they go? Where did I put all my papers I had? Here they are. That is how I had gotten this, as I just had covered it in some of this coarse salt and just some of the fine grain pink Himalayan salt. It can be any salt, but that is how I got these fun backgrounds. And I know some of you are making backgrounds this weekend, and so I thought, oh, let me show you a couple more things you can do besides just smushing the ink. And I think you can use these techniques with any, like, watered down acrylics, your distress inks, your acrylic inks, any of that kind of stuff, watercolors. Yeah, they should work with all that. And so yeah, play with your layers, play with your textures, just have fun and play. So I guess I should let that dry a little bit more, but you know, I'm a little, and then these have, I saved the salt. So if it leaves color from before, I'm okay with that. That's just more fun. Mo better. So I hope you'll have a delightful day. Love you.